Welcome back. If you're struggling to find synergy between your work life and your personal life, listen up. Here's motivational speaker and life coach Stacy Boegem with all the advice that you need. Stacy, I love hanging out with you. You and I are friends. It's so great to have you on the show. Welcome aboard. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Dave. This is awesome.
It's going to be great. And we're going to hopefully, help a lot of people, get some people inspired today. You and I were just talking before we started that, the word balance always comes around, like the work-life balance. But you're telling me there's a better word to describe what people, particularly women, should be shooting for, right?
Absolutely. I say shoot for work-life synergy, and that is when you get really clear on your values, your priorities, and your desired feelings, and then you design your life so that you can focus your energy in those places, really consistent with your own values and priorities. When we talk about work-life balance, people feel like that's the goal that they're supposed to try to achieve, and the truth is you never really get there, because just like if you imagine a scale, you got sand on one side and water on the other. As soon as you get it really close, it's still jiggling a little bit, right? It's never quite static. So if we make that the goal, we're constantly trying to fight it, just make it perfect.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because if you're striving for balance and you're pretty close to it, rather than feeling good about that, you're probably not feeling good at all because you never have it, right?
And you're waiting for the ball to drop. You're just like, okay, everything's right now, but if I lose my job, that's bad. Or if my kid doesn't get into that school, it's just like everything is always about just being just perfect. And if you focus on what are my values, what's important to me, and how do you want to feel on a day-to-day basis? Do you want to feel free, abundant, present, clear, like you have a mission? You start with how do you want to feel, and then you design your life, your time, your schedule, so that you can put your energy in the places that really matter.
All right, so give this to me practically. So let's say you had a lady in your office, and she wanted synergy and all the things you just sort of talked about. But what is the practical plan? Maybe she has a job and she has a child and she has a husband. How do you sort of do it?
Well, one of the things that we do at the very beginning is ask a whole lot of questions, right? So we can really get a sense of what the full picture is. And one of the important questions we ask is, what are the things in your life that drain your energy, right? That when you do them, you dread it, you wake up in the morning and you're like...
Is the answer always your marriage? My husband, is that always the answer?
It has been the answer, Dave. Right. Maybe that's why you're not married yet, because you've heard that too many
I've heard
times.
that answer so many times, yeah.
But I think for so many people, they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And I think, there's a lot of my clients have this guilt that they need to be doing everything. And we talk about the whole idea of, can you have it all? And I say, you can absolutely have it all, but you can't do it all. So for me, what does that look like? Do I have a housekeeper? Absolutely. I'm working my tail off. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a daughter, right? We've got a lot going on. We try to keep up with thank you notes and bake cakes and all that stuff. So I'm not doing the housekeeping, right? I'm doing the minor stuff on a day-to-day, but I have a housekeeper and I have zero guilt about that. And another example would be Halloween costumes. I'm happy to get one at BJ's for $19.99. I don't feel the need to make it from scratch. But another mom, that might be a really important priority for her, which is perfectly fine. So for her, the making the Halloween costumes is great, and cleaning the house might even be, meditative. But something else, like playing Uno with her kids, really doesn't sound appealing, whereas I love to sit down and play games with my son. So we just assess each person's situation and get rid of the things that drain them.
And I think what you just said, you hit on something really interesting. A lot of it is like letting go of guilt, right? That seems to be probably a big part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think so much of that is just, we always hear, be present in the moment. And, it's a really hot thing to have inspirational quotes all over social media right now. But it's the reason why people talk about being present so often is because that really is the name of the game. If you think about what is my life, right? Your life is your time. It's minute to minute. It's this moment. This is it, right? Yeah. It's you and me, Dave. This is what we have, right?
You know what? I've been waiting for this moment for my entire life. Yeah.
Well, I'm flattered. So, but this is it. And so if you and I both put our energy here and we're right here in this moment, then it's all good. We're not, tripping on what's going to happen in the future and being bogged down with worry. We're not, holding on to the past. We're right here. And then if you're doing that moment to moment, you're really living, right? You're feeling it. And you don't wake up and go, oh my God, what did I do with the last 10 years? Because you were so busy multitasking.
So, people, and I'm guilty of it too, are always on their phones all the time, right? Or on social media all the time. Is part of what you tell people, just be present. Put your phone down for 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, and of course the irony is that I'm all over social media, and I'm on it too. Yeah, it absolutely is put your phone down sometimes. That's why, I started using this hashtag because, I was posting pictures all the time in the afternoon, playing games with my son, and so I started doing, it's hashtag mama time, like it's Miller time. And for me, that's really become a thing where if it's mama time, I kind of enter into this mode where I'm like, you know what? I don't care who's calling. I don't care what kind of deadlines I have or emails to respond to. This is where I need to be right now.
For me and my friends, mama time is going out looking for women. So it's a totally different vibe depending on what you're going on in your
Context
life.
is everything.
Context is everything, yeah. All right, so locally, tell me about Femfessionals, Fort Lauderdale.
So I am so honored to have the privilege of serving this community. This is a national organization. We even have chapters in some other countries, so we're global now. That was founded in Miami a few years ago, and I lead the Broward County chapter. And this is an organization of women business owners and professional women and women who are just dipping their toe back into the working world, whether it be starting their own business or going back to work for someone else. And it's a community. We have a connection luncheon once a month. I offer some mastermind groups through it and different business trainings. But it is so amazing to me because this community is really collaborative. There's so much camaraderie. The amount of revenue that these women in the group are generating just by doing business with one another is astounding.
Are any of them single? Because I could use a sugar mama.
Actually, yeah. Let's talk after this.
We always like doing the 3 tips. People are always big on the 3 tips, right?
Yes.
So we have 3 tips to start creating a more fulfilling work-life atmosphere.
Well, number 1 for sure is whatever your goals are, make sure you write them down, right? So if you're thinking about your life and you're trying to achieve synergy, whatever it is that you're thinking you want to have, make sure you write it down, whether it's in your scheduler, on your planner, in a journal, or even in lipstick on your bathroom mirror. The more kind of connection you have to where you want to be going and where you're heading, the more you're going to stay on track, and you can't just kind of let it fall away. Number 2 is start before you think you're ready. So many people wait for this feeling of like, okay, I'm ready. Now the timing will be perfect. That feeling rarely comes, right? That's why it takes 9 months for a baby to be ready to come, because the minute you get pregnant, you're not ready to be a mom. You know, it's 9 months to plan and prepare.
Right.
So start before you're ready, because if you wait for that clear picture, you'll never start. And the third one I would say was really surround yourself with a tribe of people, even if it's one new person or old people, or people you've had in your life. But surround yourself with people that are going to be really supportive and believe in you. And if you start finding that you're making little subtle changes to improve your life, and you start getting resistance from people close to you,
drop them.
Well, not necessarily.
No, drop them. Just stone cold drop 'em.
But recognize that change can be really difficult for people in your life. Like when they see you grow, they wonder, is there still going to be room for me when she goes to this next level of becoming vegan or whatever, right? Whatever it is. And so I think just recognizing that and surrounding yourself with people that really support you and push you forward is great.
Great to see you. How do people find you?
StacyBoegem.com. And actually I have a brand new website that just launched 2 days ago.
Big news.
They're going to have the new beautiful StacyBoegem.com experience.
Do you do this move every time you
talk
about it?
You know what? I'm so fired up about this site. I cannot tell you. Like this was like, I really invested with like the top-notch team. They're based in Hollywood, and I mean.
Well, now you have to check it out. Top-notch team.
Beautiful.
Good to see you, Stacy.
Thanks, Dave.
All
you
right,
too.
See you again soon.